Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Box, No Filter Football, where we discuss everything pertaining to footy without sugarcoating anything. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the Champions League matches that occurred today between Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid and Arsenal versus Sporting. I am your host, Ray. Today I'm welcomed by our guest, Ralphie. And on today's episode, especially right now, we're going to focus on Bayern Munich versus Madrid. We're going to start off with that. Ralphie, go ahead.
Well, first off, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Sad. I'm a sad panda right now. I am a sad panda right now.
Okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's
Ah,
all right. Cheers.
cheers. Salud.
Shout out to our sponsor. Just kidding. If you want to look into them, these are fine. Excuse me, but no, man, I'm disappointed. I feel like
Absolutely.
proud of the boys. Came out, played really strong. I'll be honest, I didn't think they were going to be that competitive. I feel like I thought Bayern was going to dominate the majority of the match, which stat-wise, they dominated. I think it was like 70-30.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't do it justice. They're really deadly on the counter. They were left some goals on the board. I feel like they could have scored more. But, I think we're all going to talk about what happened with Camavinga. I don't even fault the ref on that. I fault the player. I think that was a dumb decision by him. At first, when I saw it, I thought it was a little harsh, but then I saw the replay where he actually commits the foul, dribbles the ball a couple times, and then picks it up, and then continues to walk, and then throws the ball. And that's just like, dude, you got to be smarter than that. He literally, even the ref looked at him and was like, that's 2 times.
Yep.
And gave him another yellow, and then he was sent off. I mean, I know it was sort of the end, but I think, you can't be in a man down against a team like Bayern.
Yeah, we were watching the game, and then I even told you, I was like, once he got subbed in, I told you, I was like, I did not want him on the pitch. I just had a feeling, I was like, he hasn't been performing well, and then he ends up costing us. And I think he does cost us because the game was 3-2 in Real Madrid's favor. And so aggregate-wise, it was 3-4-3.
4-3.
Yeah. And so we were playing very well. We were playing very well.
Oh,
and
6-4.
And then, no, 6-4 was the
Aggregate
end
score.
result.
Yeah.
So we were playing very well. It was tied on aggregate 3-3. Okay.
Tied aggregate, they lost.
No, that's the end game.
That's aggregate.
Yes, I'm talking about before Camavinga got the red card.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Continue.
So before Camavinga got the red card, I was already dreading the moment he entered the pitch. And I just had a feeling. I knew it. He hasn't been playing well. I don't know why he got subbed on. Like, I think we were, at that point, the coach was trying to play for penalties. I think that's why he put that sub in. It's like, all right, let's just defend this, go to extra time. But it was a disaster of a sub because he stooped. It was a stupid foul, a stupid yellow. Like, if you already have a yellow.
It was his fault, though, man.
Exactly. If you already have a yellow, why are you going to do that? Like, you're provoking the referee, you're provoking the other players from the opposing team from Bayern, and you're just making it worse on you. And once you got the red card, it was like super downhill. I mean, Luis Diaz scores literally 3 minutes after he gets that red card.
That was a great goal. It was a phenomenal goal that he scored.
Great goal.
Yeah. But, I mean, and then just talk about Camavinga a little bit. I feel like I'm a little disappointed. I think I remember when we first got him, young player, I thought he was going to be really good. I remember when he played against Man City, he was making some phenomenal passes in previous year's Champions Leagues, and I thought he was going to be a future starting midfield for us, and I don't know what's going on. He just, like, plateaued, and then he started going downhill, and I am at the point where I don't even want to see him subbed on anymore. I don't trust him. I prefer, Guler in there. I prefer Chouameni, Brahim. I prefer those players over him. Of course, Valverde, he's a phenomenal player. But it just goes to show how different each season goes for a player. And I just don't. I think they're probably going to move on from him. I really think this is probably one of his. I think they're probably going to try to sell him if they can. If not, probably
Yeah,
loan him out.
for sure, for sure.
I don't know, man. I just it's disappointing. But I tip my cap to Bayern. I did predict they were going to go through. I think they're just a better team.
Overall, yes.
Yes, a better team.
Yes.
I think they play a little bit better. I think Madrid needs a new coach, a solid coach that could lead these guys. Right now, Arbeloa did the best job he could, but I really think we need to try to get a new coach. And I think once we get a good coach, we can get more direction with the team. And I think they need to start getting some new transfers this summer. Hopefully, the World Cup opens their eyes with some potential signings, and they can get some. I think they need like I told you earlier, they're going to need a center back.
For sure, need a center back. For sure.
They're going to need a quality sub at midfield, and I think they need another right wing, or even another solid striker because Mbappe can't play all the time. So they definitely have some gaps to fill. But yeah, man, disappointing. Tip my hat off to Bayern, and to me, I think they're probably going to be in the final this year. Looking really good. Oli said, "Bro,
saucy."
Can you talk about that?
Super. So that last goal, oh my god, what a crack! What a crack!
I told you,
of a goal.
I have not seen a left foot like that since Messi.
Puto golazo.
That was
puto golazo.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I mean, for last episode, I was the only one that believed that Madrid actually had a real chance. You guys were like Bayern's advancing, like, for sure, but what they showed in the first half, like,
that was surprised.
That was the way they were playing. Like some of them were on the counters, a mistake by Neuer. Like it was a dumb mistake, but I mean, Lunin made a dumb mistake, so like it counters both mistakes, I guess. But Madrid played very well. They played very well. Vinny and Mbappe actually played well together as well. Vinny assisted Mbappe on that third goal. They had momentum, man. Like they were playing very well. Second half, they didn't have as much energy as they did in the first half, but it's like it just goes to show as well, like this is footy. This is real football. Like we've been watching the Prem for a while, and like the way the Prem teams play nowadays, it's very competitive, but they play boring football. And this is like straight footy. It's action. Like I think within 20 minutes, it was like 2-2, something like that. 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, it was 2-2. Like, oh my God, like it was just back and forth. Like they're throwing haymakers, like in the boxing term. They were just going back at it, back and forth. They weren't scared. They both were like, we're going to show our capabilities on both ends of the field.
I mean, can we give a minute? We haven't even talked about Guler, bro. Did you see his free kick?
Oh, his free kick.
And even that finish that Neuer assisted him on. that was a great finish too. But wow, that kid has potential. I'm excited for him. But there's definitely some gaps they got to fill.
Yeah.
And do you think they missed Courtois today? I think
100%.
Would have made a big difference.
I think if Courtois started the game,
that first goal
they at least go into extra time minimum. I don't
think they score that first goal. I don't think he gets bodied up like that.
Yeah.
He's a bigger keeper. And then also even what was it? Is it the Diaz goal? I think he probably could have blocked it too. I mean,
he would have blocked the Diaz goal.
It would have been close, but I think he probably has a little bit more chance on it. The other two, there's no way. You're not stopping.
Yeah, that Olise goal, you're not stopping the Olise goal. You're not stopping the Harry Kane goal. Like, both of those goals were phenomenal. But yeah, if we had Courtois, at least we go to extra time, minimum, he would have stopped at least, for sure, the first goal.
For sure.
The first goal was a dumb goalkeeper mistake, but we were missing him. And clearly, I mean, he's won us the Champions League before with all his amazing saves. I'm sad. I'm definitely sad. But at least the game was enjoyable. The game was back and forth. I loved it. They came out to play. They didn't come out and like, okay, we're going to only rely on counters. Like, they were playing footy. Bellingham came and performed very well today.
He surprised me. He was doing really good. I didn't think he was going to start. I told you yesterday, I was like, I feel like he hasn't been, like the chem with him hasn't been there with the squad, and I was surprised he started. I was glad he started because I saw how he played last week.
Yeah,
with Bayern, and he played really well. He was making some key passes to Vinny and Brahim on the wings,
defending very well.
He was defending very well, and I thought he did really good. They stepped it up. I feel like they. Yeah. We always say Madrid's a different animal in the Champions League, and they proved it again today. They just came up short, and it is what it is. Bayern, phenomenal team.
Phenomenal team.
I think they're going to go to the final. I think they're probably going to play
Atletico de Madrid.
Atletico de Madrid.
But I actually have PSG, over Bayern. Yeah, I have PSG over Bayern.
We'll get into that
on another episode.
Yeah. But is there anything else you want to talk about on this game, or do you want to move on to the watching the paint dry?
God damn, that game is going to be a snooze fest to talk about. But I do want to say that I think we need a new manager. We definitely do need a new manager. We've discussed it before, but yeah, in the Champions League, Madrid definitely plays different. Like, compared this last weekend's game a couple of days ago compared to today, it's night and day. Like, they just show up for these nights. It's unfortunate that they came up short. I don't want to blame only Camavinga, but that was definitely the tide flipped at that point. Like, it went downhill. It went downhill, and you can't blame the team. He can only blame himself for that stupid decision. And so that was very unfortunate. I hate to see that that's the way we lost, like, especially after Bayern, Bayern and Madrid going back and forth through the entirety of 90 minutes. And that's the way we end up losing, is because of the red card that a player could have avoided. He could have easily avoided that.
Right. I think he could have avoided that, and then we could have literally, even if they lose, I think I'm okay with that. I just think the fashion in which they lost, it's just deflating, right? You get the red card, and then it's not like arguing the ref made a bad decision. No, like, he deserved that second yellow card.
Yes.
And it's just like, what are you thinking there, right? But I think you hit it, the nail in the coffin. So I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say on this game. Disappointed, obviously, but Madrid didn't win a trophy this year.
Yeah,
and that
it's the second season
in a row, right,
that Madrid goes trophyless. So it's like,
for a team like that, that's unacceptable, right?
And
you got to at least win something.
And Madrid, they're not like, oh, at least we're in this competition, we're in that competition. No, they play every single competition to win. That's the DNA for that club. 15 Champions Leagues, like, they're in that tournament to win it. They're not like, oh, at least we got to the quarters, at least we got to the semifinals. No, like, if you don't win it, it's a failure.
I feel like Atletico's kind of celebrating that,
Oh, 100%. That's the kryptonite.
He was saying, that's the kryptonite. It feels great to be in the semis. I was like, who cares, man? You haven't won. Like,
well, no, I mean, even that, though, like, the fact that Atletico de Madrid now have a very good chance of making the finals, and Real Madrid won't be in the finals. They've lost to Real Madrid twice in the final of the Champions League.
Yeah.
So now that the kryptonite is gone, I mean, they have a chance of actually taking it.
Yeah, I agree.
They have a chance. They have a very good chance.
I agree. But I mean, we'll see, and then but yeah, do you have anything else you want to add on?
No. Well, I think I've discussed enough. I'm a little sad about that game. I mean, it was a great game to watch. But goddamn it didn't end the way I wanted it to. And I mean, I'm sad about it. So we'll go on to the next game. It's Arsenal versus Sporting. And god damn, what a boring game, man. What a boring game.
I mean, it had its moments. There was a couple of times that we saw, and they hit the post. There was a little bit of moments, and I think it helped.
Sporting had a couple of chances that, like, they were super close.
Yeah, and I was surprised. I thought Arsenal was going to kind of dominate. They didn't, from the stat perspective. I feel like they were 50-50, and I know Arsenal had more shots on basically shots overall on target. But
on target was 1-on-1.
Oh, well. Yeah, see, so
that goes to show what kind of game it was. That both teams only had one shot on target each over 90 minutes. Game ended 0-0. Arsenal advanced on aggregate with 1-0 overall.
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know, there was not much to it, right? It was,
yeah.
I mean, they won. A win's a win.
A win's a win.
Congratulations to Arsenal. I feel like Arteta needed that, especially with what's going on in the Prem League.
Yes.
So, Arsenal can hold on to that momentum. They got a big matchup this Sunday against Man City. And if they lose that game, I think they might lose the Prem League. But maybe this game can give them some momentum, and they can take this and, catapult. But I don't know, man. Just focusing on the game today. I would tip my hat off to Sporting. Sporting
They
came out.
tried.
Yeah,
Yeah, they came to play. They came to play.
but I guess at the end of the day, Arsenal. I'm disappointed in them. I was expecting more from them.
Absolutely.
I think they should have at least 2-0 in my opinion, especially the amount of money they've spent compared to a Sporting.
I think one of Arsenal's players worth the entire club, to be honest.
Yeah. So I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like when you have a team compete and you barely scrape by, it's like, okay, like you, in terms of payroll, you guys have the dominant team. You guys are the number one team in the Prem League. There's more expected from you guys, right? So that's all I got to say.
And you're speaking about the momentum. Like, yeah, for sure, it's great for them that they advanced to the semis. But the problem is they weren't able to even score in 90 minutes against Sporting. And no disrespect to Sporting, but it's like a club like Arsenal, you're expected to win this game. You are the favorite. You were expected to, okay, you're going to reach the semifinals. But the fact that overall, on aggregate, it was 1-0. You weren't able to score today at your home field. So it ends 0-0. I predicted yesterday that the game was going to end 1-1. I predicted a draw just because Arsenal's form. And then that's some concerns, in my opinion, for this weekend. Like, they'll be on a high that they reached the semifinals of the Champions League, but they weren't able to score. Their offense isn't clicking. Their midfield isn't clicking. And they got to face Manchester City this upcoming Sunday, which might potentially be the title deciding game.
I mean, just to give the people perspective, right now, I think Arsenal has a 6-point lead, right, in the table. But if they lose this week, they'll have a 3-point lead.
And Manchester City have a game in hand.
Yeah. So, and I think they have the tiebreaker. So this game can very well be the deciding game for the Prem League.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. You guys should tune in, watch it. It's a big game. So I don't know. You're right. I feel like
I don't know if the momentum,
is enough.
They advanced. They advanced, but it wasn't like, oh, what a show did they perform, Like, the players were saucy. The players were cooking. No. It was a snooze fest.
Who was the player that got injured? He was doing really well.
It was Madueke.
He was
cooking.
He was pushing the pace. He was down the wing, down the line every time, getting in, cutting in. And I think when he went out, I just Arsenal kind of went down too. I don't know why, but they have a lot of players. Marcelini was, he was doing his thing for a little bit, but I think when he went out, it was
Trossard came in.
Yeah, it just wasn't. I don't know.
And that's the thing right now. Like, their offensive capabilities aren't clicking. Gyökeres isn't scoring. Martinelli isn't scoring. Trossard isn't scoring. Saka's injured. So they're playing Madueke. Madueke now got injured. And now they're playing the 16-year-old. And so it's like, who are they going to rely on offense against this Manchester City team?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So, I mean, we could talk about the Man City game more later, but is there anything else you want to add on to about this game? I feel like it was just so cut and dry. There wasn't much to really talk about.
That game was actually boring. I pity the people. I pity the people that actually tuned in to this game and didn't watch the Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich game, because goddamn, it's night and day of like what football should be and compared to anti-football, essentially.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of what people always say, Pep ruined soccer, right? So it's like, this is probably what they mean, because they're always a passing back. It's a tactic thing. So I understand it, and I wouldn't be mad like if a team like Sporting did it, because clearly they're the weaker team,
the
right?
Underdog.
But as a team like Arsenal, you need to be pushing the pace. You need to be trying to score. You need to be trying to do more. And
you're the bigger club.
I feel like it was just pass back FC, bro.
Yeah. They were passing back,
swinging,
and it just annoys me that like that's the way they play. And like, I mean, granted, they're in the semifinals. Like, congratulations. I'll give them
path to the.
They do, but I mean, they made it to the semis. I'll give them their flowers on that part. But beating Leverkusen and Sporting, and you only beat Sporting 1-0, like, congratulations, you're in the semis. But like, for me, you haven't shown that you're a Champions League winner. Like,
contender.
Well, yeah, going to the final. Like, Atletico de Madrid, I feel like they at least beat them 2-0. But say they make it to the final. You have to go against PSG or Bayern. Like the way Arsenal plays, I can't see them beating any of the remaining 3 teams.
I can. You know how? Pass back FC penalties. Remember Russia,
penalties.
Spain? Remember Russia, Spain, 2018 World Cup? Literally how they won. I mean, that's their path to the title. I don't want to see that though. I don't think any fan wants to see that.
No. I mean, it's anti-football. Like, I mean, their fan base likes it because at least they're getting somewhere. But at the same time, like, I mean, if they don't win the Prem or the Champions League, they're going trophyless again. Like, are you going to accept that style of football as a fan base?
Well, even I know a lot of their fan base too. Like, we have a good friend of ours who always is like, I'm not happy with their style.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool they're winning, but he even calls it out. He's a huge Arsenal fan, so it's like, I could tell that their fan base isn't too happy either. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see though. You know, I personally, I was telling Ray this. I was like, hey man, like even though I'm a Madrid fan, he's a Madrid fan. I'm like, it's kind of, I don't mind who wins the Champions League this year. It's kind of nice that it's a new team.
PSG.
I see. I don't. That's like the least one out of the 4 that I would care about.
PSG.
But anybody else, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't think Atletico has won it in a while. I don't think Arsenal has won it in a while, or even Bayern. Bayern, I think.
Bayern won it like in
COVID.
20.
They won it COVID.
2020. No, 2020.
They won it in COVID. Yeah. So
I mean, 2019. Yeah, 2020.
I think for me, it's like these are new teams for the first time in a while. So it's kind of like, with the exception of PSG,
back to back, back to back.
But we'll see, right?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. Those were the games for today. I mean, one of them was phenomenal. It was back and forth action. Like, I'll happily watch the highlights again. I'll be sad about it, but it was so thrilling. Like, that's a game you at least have to watch the highlights of, because that's the type of game that this is what the Champions League is about. Playing real footy, playing your hearts out. Like, everyone was trying. Dumb mistake cost us at the end, but man, what a game. What a damn game.
And I just want to give a shout out for all the games these past 2 days. I feel like
Barcelona versus Atletico was
all games. Sorry, they were all great watches. I think, with the exception of the PSG game. I mean, sorry, the Sporting game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, besides the Arsenal game.
Yeah,
the other 3 fixtures.
Don't clip that. I'm sorry. I just want to say it was great football. I enjoyed it all, and yeah, man, that's what soccer's all about. I'm excited, for the next round. We're gonna come and give you guys more content. Hopefully, you guys can tune in. And do you have anything else you want to tell people?
Champions League fixture is in 2 weeks. That's when the semifinals start. We'll be doing an episode at some point this weekend. It might just be you and Jay. I have training, but we'll be discussing the Prem and the La Liga. More than likely, those are like the only at least competitive title races at the moment. La Liga kind of looks like it's over, but definitely the Prem. Manchester City versus Arsenal, which is the biggest game that we're probably going to see this weekend. But other than that, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good. Just stay safe out there, guys, and
enjoy footy. Watch those highlights.
Hey, Hala Madrid all the time, no matter what.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. And I'll see you on the next one.